Okay, so we are at the fifth tutorial of our Guess the Flag app or flag game. And right now what we have done in the past four tutorial is we have worked with the layouts, we have started and created a question list, and now we have the questions in this list and the answers also. So now all we have got to do is to hook these views where we have a question, we have image view, progress bar, and everything to our logic. So this is what we are going to do now. And yeah, this tutorial is going to be obviously filled with logic and a little bit difficult, so bear with me. Yeah, so let's go ahead and start creating some variables that we would need in this fragment. So I'm just going to copy these three variables here. This is for the option that we have selected. This is going to be for the correct answer. Obviously we have to track what is the answer, the how many answer have we gotten correct, and this is for the current position. We need position, you all know by this time. By if you are here, obviously you know how do we access an array list. We need an index, right? So this is where we are storing the first position, but obviously an array list starts from 0. You will get to see that later, but yeah. Okay, now what we have got to do is we will start this submit button. Okay, I guess we'll just leave it right now. First, what we'll do is set question, and we will create a new function where we are going to set a new question. Okay, here we have to create an object from the question data class that we have. And what we'll do here is, let me just write it and then I will explain. Okay, what we have done is we are taking one question. Obviously one, the current position is 1, right? 1 minus 1 is 0, and our array list, the position it starts from 0 1, although it's 1, but it's id that we have hard coded, but it is 0 position of question 1, the position is 0, question 2, the position is 1. So that is why we are starting in our game fragment, because we have stored, again I'll just put a note here, so when this repository goes into GitHub you will see this. We have created a new array list and stored all our question and answer in it. So here we have this question here, and now whatever this position is going to be, because we will increment this position also later, whatever this position is going to be, this will give us a new instance of a question. So what I'll do is the text view question text is going to be question. And now where did I get this second question? The second question I got was from here, and that's of type string. So what I have done is accessing the position of the question into that array list. I have stored this into this variable, and now I have just set the text on the text view. and we will just do these steps. Okay, so here what we have done is we have the question, and obviously once we access this question we will also get the options and the answers also in this one, because this one position, this whole position is providing access to the whole question and whole answer and their options also. Because if we go to the constants, we can see if I have access to this, okay, for example, I can access question also, I can access its all properties, I can access options, I can access correct answers, I can access IDs. So what I needed to do was to get an access to question 1 or question 2 for that matter, right? So this position is helping us to access the whole question object. Now what I will do is binding image view set image resource question dot image. Again, I'll go back here, and what is the image here? Australia. So we have already passed the images. Now here in the game fragment, we are just accessing the property, not the image itself. Okay, now what I'll do is binding option 1 text again question, because question is this question, right? And here what I'll do is I need option 1, and similarly to populate our 4 options I am going to bind these views with the values that we are retrieving from the array list. So I'll just oh okay, 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 we have to put TV here because that's what the ID of the text view is. I hope you are familiar. If you go in the layout file, these are the IDs that we have assigned. Okay, option 4. Okay, now we have got the image, and if I run my app, then I should be able to see the question and the images. So let's do that. So I'll just type my name in here, and then we'll go from there. Okay, I type my name here, we start. Now before that, we were not able to see our country flag, we were not able to see the options, but now we have the options. So let's work more and maybe work with our progress bar too. So binding.pb is our progress bar. Okay, the progress is going to be okay. Okay. Let me just give me a minute. So the progress is going to be, for example, if the current position is 1, question 1, then that is what the text will display. As we progress towards another question, then obviously the position will change and the question number will also change. So binding the text is going to be This is string interpolation or interpolation, I think that's the correct. And you might not understand this right now, but what I'll do is I will explain this once we run the app. So what I have done is that this will display something like, okay, 1 to 10 or 2 to 10, okay, but obviously this max is set. I will not say by default, but obviously when I pasted the layout, so in the progress bar, um, where is that progress bar? Should be somewhere. Okay, here the max value is 10 because we have got 10 questions. So what I have done is that just to display our progress, the current position displays question number. This is done, and now what we will do is, because obviously if you remember, I'll just go to the finished version of this app to demonstrate what I'm saying. So here, this is progress, right? I choose this, and that's how the progress bar will function. But you also notice that once we select this, then the text view gets highlighted. And once I hit submit, then the appearance of my text view changes, right? But now we have changed the color of the text views, right? But how come it is able to reset it? So to reset the text view for the next question, we have to work a little bit on the appearance. So therefore we will create a method default appearance for our text view, so that once a new question is set, then it should immediately revert to the normal appearance of the text. We don't need red color, we don't need highlighted, or we don't need outline text views, right? So in that one, what I'll do is, there are multiple ways to do this, but how can I create one method that gives me control over my 4 text views? Because I don't want to be dealing with each text view one time. I want to just deal with all the text views because they share the similar behavior. This is what I'm trying to say. So these all text view share the similar behavior, right? So why don't we create a function that helps us to control these text view in one function? So we can do that. Controlling text views that share same behavior. Obviously if some other text view was doing something else, then we wouldn't like do this way, but right now all the text views are showing us options, and any option can be an answer, right? Or any option can be a wrong answer. So what we will do is we'll just create an array list. Wow, options array list. And what are we passing in that array list? Obviously we are creating an array list of text views. So this is what we are going to do. Binding, okay, options, add 0 at 0th position, add text view binding option, this one, because that's how we create an array list. And we have 4 text views, so 1 2 3. I have already explained why there is the indices number like that. That's how arrays work. They start from 0, not from 1. So even when we have 4 text views, we have 3 positions. Oh, 4 positions, but 0 1 2 3, not the fourth one. Okay, now this is an array, right? And how do we access this? So all these four text view, now you will see why I created this, because I can access it in one go. Option in options, I'm using a for loop, and here I'm just going to paste this code. So whenever new question is being set, we want it to go back to the default appearance, and we are using fragment, so this is what we have to. Yeah, we'll just write context, but we have to wrap this in let block. Okay, so now this resets every time a new question begins. This resets the appearance for every time a new question comes up. Okay, now what we'll do, we'll also add a little bit more code here. If current position is equal to the question list.size, what we are saying is that if all questions in the list are used, then what happens? Then the submit button that we have should say quiz finished. Else binding dot button submit text should say if there are still questions in the list, go to next question. We can do submit. Okay, great. Now what I want to do is, maybe let's just run the app and see where we are. Okay, the app is up and running, and let's see. Okay, so we have not implemented any click listeners, so what we will do is, that is why nothing is happening, but we are getting there. So now there is another thing. We want to click on all these buttons or text views or whatever views that we have, right? Set on click listener this. There is another way to do this, like you can create separate methods, but we are going to use different approach that is quicker and more uh, like popular, or you can say a better way. Okay, why is it showing the error? Because we have to, I'll just explain. Okay, so this means this activity or this fragment, right? So we have to apply this whole on click listener onto this whole fragment. So that is why we have to implement a method. Now what happened is, it gave us a separate method where we can control all the clicks in one method. Just like we control all the text views by adding them into array, we can add all the click listeners into question mark means is not null, get id when view is not null, and okay, so this is our block, and here we can see if if the ID, if option 1 is clicked, then what to do, and I'll create similar. This is for submit button, button submit, option 4, option 3, option 2. And what I'll do, I'll just add simple toast messages so we can demonstrate, and then I'll end this tutorial and then we will go to the next one so we can demonstrate what we have tried to do. Submit clicked, option 4 clicked, option 3 clicked, option 2 clicked. And now I'll run the app. So it should be coming any minute. Okay, let me rerun the app. Okay, so app is working, and what we'll do is I'll just enter, and now I click this, I get option 1 clicked, option 2 clicked, option 3 clicked, option 4 clicked, and if I click on submit button, then also. So that's how we have got the control of our all the buttons that we had on the screen, right? So I'll end this tutorial now, and we will move into the sixth tutorial where we will also further implement the logic. Okay, thank you for watching.